Hello, everyone. This is Harjit Singh. Today, we're going to talk about how to use Microsoft Excel to manage project schedule. So, project schedule is the backbone of any project. And Microsoft Project is a great tool to manage project schedule. But number one, not everyone has this software. Secondly, some people have this software, but Microsoft Project doesn't support Macintosh, only Windows, and the people with the Mac, they're not able to use it. So um, the purpose of this session is to walk you through how to configure Microsoft Excel to use it for managing project schedule. So here we go. All right, so first of all, I created this, but I'm gonna walk you through all the steps. So let's say this project ABC, some dummy name for the project you can create. Initially, what you can do is you can start typing column headers for various columns here in this spreadsheet. So I try to mimic Microsoft Project the way it looks like. So task name first, duration, start date, finish date, predecessors. Predecessor is for any given task, predecessor is what precedes that task, what comes before it. For example, if you're doing everything like finish to start sequence, so the task two happens after task one. So task one is a predecessor for task two, and task two is predecessor for task three, like that. Okay, so then we specify resource names here and the status. Here we are, for sake of simplicity, we are using only like complete or in progress, right? I mean, you can configure the way you want, but this is what I configured this template with. Okay. And as you can see that there are these dates, bunch of these dates here. These are based on the start date of the project and the end date of the project, basically. The project started on September 1 and is gonna finish on October 15. This is a sample data. So you can see that for tasks, I just use task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to task 10. Let me tell you actually how I created the dates. So basically in the duration, you can, whatever duration you have in your, you can specify here for various tasks. Here, when you do your real project, you can replace these placeholders with the actual names of names of your tasks. So when you look at your work breakdown structure, the summary task should be your work package. So your work package, whatever you're doing in work package, then you specify it here. So this one is a start project and keep as it is. I put it a phase one here, but you can replace this with the summary task. So summary task is a work package, and the work package is further decomposed into individual tasks or activities, right? And then similarly, another work package and so on. So I just used two of them to illustrate this. But depending on how many you have, you can copy and paste and expand this spreadsheet further. And finally, when everything is done, you have end project. As you can see that all these have zero duration, showing that these are the milestones. So these are the milestones. Zero duration, a milestone can be defined as a task of zero duration. So zero duration, and the way you graphically show it is a diamond shape. So here is a diamond shape showing that the milestone. Okay, and regular task is a non-zero duration. I can see that. So you specify here. So first of all, to start, you need to put some stake in the ground, like say, hey, start project. I'm starting it on 9/1/2024. So I put this here because it's zero duration. So start and finish date are same. Okay. And I'm not putting any value here. It's grayed out because this is only for reference point. Actually, this is a reference. And so my basically this is to show that your project is starting on September 1, 2024. Now, the phase one of the project also starting the same day. If it's different day, you can specify different day. So here assumption is starting the same day. So basically the dates are same. And now, as you can see that these predecessors, I need to fix it here because now, no, it's good, not fix it, because it shows that the task one will start right after you start the phase one. Basically, what he says is that predecessor is 5. 5 start project. You can have 6 also because this is the number 7. So because dates are same, you can have predecessor 5 or you can have a 6. But I would just go with the 6 here because or 5 is fine actually because same date. And this one saying actually I gotta change it actually because this one should not be 6 because this should have predecessor task 1 because the task 2 happens after task 1. So I can change it. First of all, I can change this reference to 6 here, and that should fix everything. So this one is now 7. So task 1 number is 7 here. So 7 is predecessor task. Like number 7 task is a predecessor for number 8 task. So these numbers correspond to the numbers here actually, right? So 9. This task on row 10 has a predecessor. The task on row 9. Row 9 is here. So you put a row number here like this. Similarly, here you have 11. Yeah, that's good. So you have this one 11 dependency. So you specify that. And initially to start with, you specify the start date of the first task, right? Start date, and the duration is already you specified. Now to calculate your finish date, you have to use the formula like this: B7 plus C7 minus 1. So you see that B7 means B7 plus C7. B7 is this duration plus start date minus 1. So the reason we subtract the minus 1 from it is because the task starts at the beginning of the day when it starts and ends at the when it finishes. It finishes at the end of that day. So since the duration is only 1 day here, the task starts in the morning of 9/1 and finishes in the evening of 9/1. So if the value of duration is 2, like this one, then there are 2 days. So the task starts in the beginning of the day, September 20th, and completes at the end of the day on September 21st. So the formula basically repeats. Once you set up the formula for first task, you can simply all drag all the way down to copy this formula. And only thing you need to specify this one also, because this one is a pure like order. One task, the task one finishes, then task two starts, task two finishes, then task three starts, and so on. So based on that, and if you have like a specific date the task starts on, you can specify that accordingly. Right now, if you see this, I have the task one starting here, and task two starts right after the task one finishes. So you can see that task two is like a D7 plus one. D7 means this is a D7. Okay, this is a D7. So because the task ends on the end of the day that day. So next day after this, the next task can start. So plus one means the next day that this task will start. If there is a delay, you can specify the delay also. Let's say there is the task two starts 2 days after this task finishes, then you can add 2 days here. So instead of D7 plus one, you can say D7 plus three, right? So you can work accordingly. But you have to be careful actually when you change the date so you don't mess up. Right now, this assumes that as soon as the previous task or predecessor completes, then the successor or next task starts. That's how this template is designed. But you can look at the logic here, and it's logic. You can follow it, and you can configure the way you deem it right? Um, and these are a predecessor showing like what happens first, what happens after. So wherever there is a dependency, you can specify here. Okay. So, but functionally, this will not do anything. There's no logic related to this, but you just for reading purposes of the schedule, you have to specify these. Okay. So that shows the dependency. And resources you can select from here. I have a list. Actually, all the data is coming from the list, which is here. The lists are created here. So what I did is I used data validation to get the data from the list right here. So the way you do that here is like say I want to specify list here. So first you have to create a list like this here, like the way I did. And then what I do is, in order to use that list here, I click my cursor here, and then I go to data, and then I go to data validation. See the data validation here, click on it and data validation. Then from drop down, there are a bunch of things here. Just select the list here. List, then you click on this. Initially, there is nothing here. You can see that there will be nothing here. You just have to let me remove this first. So like say there's nothing here. What you can do is you can come go to this second tab here and select like this. Okay, and that will bring the data here. So you see this here. You can see the list showing up here. So you can pick the appropriate. First of all, you need to drag and drop all the way, drag all the way down to copy this formula across all the cells in this column. So like I have here, this person assigned to task 2, I can assign somebody else to task 3, task 4, and I can assign somebody else task, like this, right? And you can also specify if you have multiple people working on the same task, you can modify your list with the 2 people. Actually, what you can do is you can go to data here. You can create more entries, or you can create another. Oh no, actually you have to use the same thing. So you can create like a combination of different people the way you want. Okay. But you are doing it manually, so you have to do some work. If you are using Microsoft Project, it's very easy that way. But here you have to configure these things like that. But my assumption here is I'm using only one person per task to make it easy. So similarly, you can select more people here and for different tasks, like the way I'm doing right now, right? So you make sure you specify resources to every task. And then similarly, status, actually. Status I'm using either the work is complete or in progress. Again, this is coming from this data tab. Same procedure, data validation. I use that same thing for this also. So there's drop down, you can change. And when you change, because the formulas embedded here. So if let's say I change complete to in progress, for example, you see that it will change. See, now it's now blue. When I change to complete, it changes to green, right? So so this is how this is done. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So now once you configure this column, what you need to do is you need to create the Gantt chart area. This is a Gantt chart area. This side is entry table. This side is Gantt chart. But before we do that, we need to specify the dates here, like dates. Like you start with the start date of the project, and then you go all the way to end date of the project, like this. So you type it here, the date, and format it to date format. So you drag this all the way until you reach the end of the project date. So once you have it, you can format these. The way you to format this way is you can just simply go highlight this, and you can right click on it and say format cells. You can go to font, and you can go alignment, actually alignment. You can this is you can specify the way you want. So you can go this way. They change to like a horizontal. Like if I do that, they change to by that's why it's not visible, because you change to horizontal. I'm gonna go back actually the way it was. So you can click like go click format cells, and you can basically just like a clock, you can go like this way, this way. So I want this direction here, so I leave it here. Okay. So these are, then you can also use the formatting tabs here, like go to home page, and like I specified this, like aligned, bottom aligned, and a middle. So the way this is like a data in them, so it's like a more readable. And you can specify the height of the column, because you have a bunch of information here. I specify, so basically you can do right click and go to row height, and I specify this to be 60. It depends on your situation. You can change accordingly. And you can specify the column width also here, like a column width. I really want to narrow here to save space. So what I did is I highlighted these date columns, and then I clicked on this, right click. Then I went to there is a then you can go to change the cell width here. There is cell width, format cells. You can specify the cell width here also. There is another place you can go. Let's see, cell width. Where was that? Oh, right here. Let's see. Yeah, whole thing. No, you can, yeah, cell column width. Column width. You have to select the whole thing. Column width. So you can specify. I have at 3. You can select the way you want. So this way you can then you can specify the color to look, for clarity. It's very easy to highlight the whole thing. You can go here and specify what color you want, right? And after you're done with this, now we have to work on this Gantt chart area. Gantt chart area. What I did was just start from the first element here. First element, because you have to set up a formula here, which you can copy across the entire Gantt area here. So the way to specify here, like I want some status here, right? So let's configure this way. So we want to look at okay, first complete status. So when is something complete? Okay, something is complete when it is when this date, if this date is greater equal than start date and less equal than finish date. Okay, less equal than a finish date, greater equal than start date, less equal than finish date. That is the total duration, right? That's the total duration. Basically, we are marking here duration, not a marking here whether it's complete or initially we don't want, we are not specifying is it complete or is it is uh, in progress. First, we want to make sure we highlight those cells that belong to the range of the dates. So basically, between this start date and finish date, we have to highlight this. So what we do is now we can click here and then use this formula. I can see this here that if these are the, and this is the dollar sign here is like you fix what you did is here is you want to fix the force because everything you want to see is like you want to traverse across all this row of the dates. So you want to anchor number 4 row where your there's no dollar in front of H because you have to go across, you have to change this when you copy this. But your row should not change. So you anchor the row with the dollar in front of it. And less equal than D7. What is D7? D7, let's see, D and 7. D7 is this. So less equal than this because this is finished date. Less equal than this. And you want to anchor, what do you want to anchor here now? Let's see. You want to anchor D7. You want to anchor the column. You want to anchor the column because this is only this column has the dates, finish dates, right? You're gonna go up and down, but not this way. Similarly, for C7, which is start date, you wanna because their dates are in the column up top to bottom, bottom up. So you want to specify the column, so you stay in the same column, but you vary the rows. So that's why this dollar sign in front of it. So is if this is if and condition here. So um, if you have this condition satisfied, then you go to G7. What is G7? G7. So then you basically there's two conditions. One is that you want to see that you want to look at the duration of the task and also look at the status of the task. So status, what if for this first element, the status is given by this cell. So you use this cell, which is a G7, as you can see G7 here. So in the parentheses, you see the condition for duration. Then your second condition is for the status, okay, comma, and then you have this empty thing here. So that means like it's nothing else, just close this bracket, right? So you can see that the value if false. So there is, if this is true, so value, so you specify this. There's no value, you just leave like this. This means, right? So whatever value here is, it will come here. So once you specified this, what you can do is you can format this. Well, you can format this later. First of all, what you can do is you can copy this all the way like this. Then you drag, then you can leave this, right? But you can let's do this actually. So let me do this for this section. So you can drag down here. You can see this all this particular cell is copied across. So same thing you do here also, like you can grab this this cell, and or you can grab this whole thing and apply the same formula here also. But you can then format it to remove these lines here by going here. They say, hey, I don't want any, first of all, no border. Then you can specify that you want outside border, only outside border. See, we are back to the same thing again. So once you do that, you will see that there initially there will be the status complete or work in progress where you see now the bars, and now what you can do is you can also specify the colors. So colors, basically for specifying the colors, you can highlight this whole thing, and let's see, they can highlight the whole thing like this. What you can do is use conditional formatting. You can go here and say, hey, highlight cell rules where text contains. So here text contains, you can say complete, complete. Let's say, what right now I have is, first select custom format. And you can change the color, pick the color you want. Right now I had a green color. So let's say I want a different color. So I had a green color. Now I want, like, just for sake of discussion, let's say I want this color, whatever it is, gold or yeah, maybe this one, right? So I click this one. You can see that all my all the color has changed. Actually, see, okay. So now it's not green; it's a different color now. So you can now do the same thing for work in progress text, conditional formatting, and then you will have a nice color, whichever color you want. All right. So once you are done with this, as I said initially, this text complete or work in progress, that will show up here where you see the bars. But to remove that text, you only show the bars, colored bars. What you can do is you can highlight this whole thing and format this. So how will you format this? You can right click on this and go to format cells. And here, what you can do is go to number and go to custom here, custom. So in custom here, when you see this type here, general, highlight this, you put 3 semicolons here, 1, 2, 3, like this. Then click OK. That will remove any text that was here before, and will only show the bars like this. Okay, so this gives you a nice Gantt chart. Okay, so I think and also finally I want to talk about the milestones. So this a milestone is in a Microsoft project. Milestone is shown by a diamond shape. So what I did was you look at the date where you want to specify where your milestone is. So my phase 1 is starting on September 1. So I want milestone here. So I click on here and go to insert and go to symbol. And I picked this milestone here and inserted here. So once you have this, once you can copy and paste wherever you want it, since you're doing it manually. So so my first milestone is 9/1, second one is 9/20. And then I have a third one when everything finishes, it's 10/15 right here. So this gives you a beautiful Microsoft, Excel-based project schedule, which you can configure and expand it and scale it up the way you like using the techniques that I discussed here. I hope you liked it, so give me your feedback, how you liked it, if you want to see some improvement in the future. But I think this will be very helpful to people who can't afford Microsoft project for Windows, and for those people who using Mac computers, and even if they have access to Microsoft Project, but they can't use it on Mac. All right, thank you for your attention, and good luck. Thank you. Bye.